There's no telling what evil plans our enemies have afoot, but we can put a stop to them by taking out their labs.
Hey guys, what is going on? Got a really good game for y'all today. We're on Entangled 1v1. Pretty nice map. Like the sky here. Nice looking map. And it's very interesting. You've got this middle pathway that's open, but you need to swim across these pools. Then you have these side paths that are accessible by land, but they're quite small, so it's very easy to just fence them off and barricade them, make them very hard to get through.
Ready, boss.
Henchman action here from me and also from Dana here. Gonna do a bit of fast forward. Looks like we got a dragonfly going on here. And another one here. And we've got a couple of eagles as well. That's about it for the wildlife of this map. Oh, looks like we've got something else here as well. A panther on the cliff here. Nice. Very nice. It's out of the way up here on this cliff. Not really gonna get way of the combat. We have the henchmen going out. Lots of level 2s. A level 3 as well. Both players level 3 now. No combat has taken place yet. Got a fence coming out for me. Another one here as well. Both sides fenced. Oh, and I did attack here earlier, and I dropped an infestation on this workshop, which is why she's repairing. Should have captured that, but oh well. We were looking at the panthers and the wildlife. That's quite alright. And we're here at level 3, both players. Got some amphib going forward here. Quite hard to push with land units due to these choke points. Fence this off here as well. Double fenced on both sides. Gonna be hard. Gonna give you a lot of warning time to respond to attacks.
Ready, boss.
Lots of resources in your main base area here. And then a lot of coal on these two middle spots off to the sides. But decent amount of coal in here as well. 6 if you get both, compared to 8 on this. So yeah, you don't really want your opponent to get both of these. But you can also just take your natural expos and then push through middle before they have a chance to do that. She's done a good push here with the creatures and then getting this expansion. You really want to see her continuously making henchmen here to populate this coal pile as soon as she can. Once you get one of these power positions, you really want to make the most of it. So the lack of henchman production right here is an L. She's not teching up either. Oh, looks like we got Upton
Ready, boss.
Julius chilling on this little rock formation. Interesting. Got someone on the other side as well. We got Ganglion. Very nice. And we've got a bit of an attack situation happening here. A few of these creatures hitting the fences, but the ranged units are not really being microed to attack the fences properly. A lot of the times the creatures have to be manually told to attack fences. They don't do it on their own unless they're right up against them. And then we got a second layer of fences going up. But one henchman isn't really going to be able to get it up in time. But it looks like the creatures are pulling back anyway. Oh, but they're coming back. And still not being microed to manually attack the fence. Which is a big issue here. In the meantime, I am attacking her water chamber here as well, using these hybrid artillery melee creatures. The regen. The second layer of fence does go up here. These guys are fully upgraded, so they're gonna do a lot of work here. Fighting in melee because their melee damage is stronger. With the regen, any friendly fire poison that occurs can be healed up over time. So these units work quite well as a mono battler. And as you can see, these fences are buying so much time, finally getting through here. But then this is fenced as well. Creatures aren't going to be able to get through this. Meantime, there's flyers coming out. Flying artillery, not very strong, but cheap, spammable. And we've got combat here. Once again, the genetic amplifiers are putting up some resistance. But she does have quite a lot of ranged creatures here, as well as melee. Able to break through this fortification slowly as the gen amps go down. But really, I'm just stalling for time here while my attack here is doing well, picking off that chamber and also picking off these reinforcements that are coming in one by one. Poison artillery is doing decent work, but the melee will beat it over time. In the meantime, Dana is pushing through here, taking out a lot of these henchmen. God, they didn't really run away there. They did die. Now she's rebuilding her water chamber. I wonder if she has another water chamber somewhere, or if she's limited to... Yeah, I think she's actually... Without that water chamber, she's unable to produce amphibious creatures. But she's doing a good job taking out this base.
Hello?
Gyrocopter here, just scouting out her expo. And these guys were sent here without a ground attack, but of course, there's nothing happening here. And here come the assassinate flyers with the artillery. As the artillery targets the range, the flyers are able to take out the melee, and that's a successful defense there with the Velika Instincts army. Some nice artillery barrages there, wiping out that entire ball of ranged creatures, while the flyers pick off the melee. Good synergy there, even though a bit difficult to micro, especially with the assassinate on top of everything. But if you're able to micro that, it works quite effectively. And now that my attention is no longer on this battle, I'm able to start microing these flyers to actually get some value finally. She's got a grizzly bear here. Solo mission, just hanging out. And the battle has died down again. Good job by Dana, pulling back her wounded creatures. Maybe she can heal that up. And this lone grizzly bear coming out, but he will die. To the flyers. Oh, getting a bit of friendly fire on my creatures here. Oof, that's tough. That's tough. That's a lot. Okay, but they don't quite die, so they can get healed up as well.
Hello?
We're gonna survive. And here we have
Hello.
these guys finally finding a mark, but the henchmen pulling off to build anti-air, but then the creatures responding in turn, moving away, looking for a different target.
Ready, boss.
Gyrocopter continuing to fly around the map, scouting everything, as any good Malika Instincts player should do.
Hello. Ready, boss.
And these guys moving in for another little attack, but she's very quick to respond there. Henchman immediately pulling off. And these guys, if you don't pay attention, they can take out your whole hench line in like 5 to 8 seconds, depending on how many there are. But if you respond quickly enough, they're quite easy to take down with a single anti-air tower. They're meant to be more of an annoyance. And just force a couple of anti-air towers, 2 here, 1 here, not too bad. And at this point, Dana's attacking again. She's got a lot of level 4s this time. Oh, these flyers do need to be microed, and there's not enough of them to take out the melee. But the artillery does take out the range, which is nice. And then the artillery is going to be able to pull back and wait for more flyers to come in. And that's going to get cleaned up without too much damage this time. There we go.
Hello.
And the henchman coming in to heal up these low health units, which is a good move. And there's the level 5 coming out, the Woolly Hornet. Woolly Mammoth Hornet. Quite a powerful unit. It's got the poison and horn, so it's just going to rip through everything. Rip through high defense units as well as high HP units with the poison. That's just a very destructive, high damage creature. And we're pretty much even in resources at this point. I have these gens in the water, but she has this expo that's quite strong. But she could definitely have a lot more henchmen here. It's not fully staffed. And I've got this one here as well. So with my 2 generators and these 2, I'm pretty much able to keep up economically. But she has a slight lead. It could be bigger if she had more henchmen here, but regardless, nevertheless, she would have a slight lead at this point, especially in coal. And here we've got her level 5 artillery doing a number on all of my level 4 archerfish crocs. They're gonna get taken out. And the chimps are gonna do quite well against my whale eagles as well, because they're not gonna be affected by the deflection armor. And no, this is not a good move to go in here. Mammoth at such numbers disadvantage. Okay, good move there. Pulling back. Oh, nope, pulling back in. No. Don't do it. They're all gonna die. Moving in. Force the artillery to do friendly fire, but no, they're gonna die before. They got a couple chimps. They got a little bit of friendly fire there. Oh no, don't. Oh, rip. That's sad. All the henchmen dying as well. But these whale eagles are making progress here, taking out this expansion.
Hello.
So that's a good move there. Hampering the economy. And a workshop going in here finally, so that's gonna put me back in competition for coal. Taking out this expansion, quite nice. But that's quite a lot of Sperm whale chimps coming in here. A lot of damage there. 15 with pack hunter. It's gonna be almost 19, almost 20 damage with the pack hunter. It's quite strong on an artillery unit. Doing a lot of damage to these structures. That's quite a strong force here. Good critical mass. I don't have many units on the field at this point other than these Hornet Mammoths.
Hello.
But I'm building up more coal income here.
Boss.
I'm sending these henchmen up to mine this coal as that one has run out. And here comes the battle. These whale eagles are just getting crushed before they're even to get in close. But the woolly Hornets are gonna do a good job since the artillery's not gonna get any bonus damage against flyers like direct ranged would. And 42 melee damage is quite good. And it's not going to be affected by the splash damage of the artillery, so it's just going to be able to fight directly, lower their damage output with the poison, and just tear through them with the horns damage as well, of course. And here it comes. Now this is interesting. The chimps are going directly for the lab, taking out the lightning rods, which is a good move, but going for the lab, ignoring the flyers, but the flyers are very strong with the 42 damage. They're going to be able to pick them off quite fast. Lab defense is available to me at this point. So that's a big mistake to go straight for the lab. Maybe just taking out the rods was an okay move, but then she needed to switch to the Hornets to at least trade effectively. And as I'm able to build up more Hornets, they're just able to rip through that entire force of chimps. That was probably a big throw. Yeah, lab defense is available here if needed, but wasn't even really needed there. These Hornets, once again, they do so much damage, and with the ability to nerf the damage of the opponents with its poison as well, it's quite nice. Although the poison damage reduction is only like 5% in this mod, it's not like the 15% that you would see in other mods, but it's still there. Poison is more so just as a speed debuff. So it's not as overpowered as it often can be.
Hello.
But now Dana is doubling down on her chimp strategy instead of switching to direct ranged, which she does have in this army. She's doubling down on the chimps, which don't actually have too great of a matchup against the Mammoth Hornets, as previously explained. The Hornets have a pretty good matchup, and I think they're able to trade out pretty cost effectively with the chimps. They might even win. They're at the very least even with the chimps. Even though they're flyers, they typically don't trade effectively against ranged creatures, but the chimps not making use of their AoE, not getting that bonus that direct ranged creatures would. The lab has been healed up. Structural integrity research is also in, as well as lab defense. So this lab rush, lab attack is not going to be a real threat. The flyers, of course, are going to be able to rotate across the map quickly with their 25 speed. And they're going to be able to come home. And we've got double reinforcements. Quite a lot of flyers here. Definitely, I think more flyers here than even the chimps. So they're easily going to win this. The chimps once again just attacking the lab, which is in lab defense, while the flyers just devastate them, doing massive amounts of damage. The chimps are just crumbling. Just getting ripped to shreds by the Hornet Mammoths. Quite a beastly unit. And with that entire army dying for free, that is pretty much game over for Dana. Still not enough henchmen mining this. And now I'm mining this other coal with a lot more henchmen, and all of these coal piles are still full, while hers are almost running out. So I have access to a lot more coal at this point. And really the greatest mistake, of course the micro mistake there, of just hitting into that lab defense while her army got ripped up. But then the macro mistake of continuing to build chimps, knowing I have these flyers instead of switching to these guys. And if instead of chimps she had put all of those resources into these guys, they would have absolutely decimated these mammoths. With the 19 damage unupgraded, so could probably go into 23, 24 with the upgrade. And Frenzy. So if instead of chimps she had an entire army of these salamanders, she could just tear through these mammoth hornets with that frenzy, with a bit of focus fire, just boom, boom, boom. Drop him out of the sky. No problem, but deciding to double down on the chimps and then losing that entire army of chimps while attacking into the lab defense. Huge L for Dana. And this game I had allowed her to get a solid economic position. It wasn't too aggressive in the early game, but she made those mistakes, built the wrong creatures, microed her army incorrectly, and that's gonna lead to her demise. As now I'm able to push through and take all this coal, rebuilding my lightning rods here, even getting this generator, and she blows lab. Good game.